It's Wednesday, July 23rd. Welcome to Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network. Breaking news. Ryan Zimmerman is probably headed to the DL. What else can I say about that? Well, I got something to say. It's Wednesday, so it's Gray Day. It's gray on Wednesday. You know what? We haven't talked about our house band, Symphony of Nine, in a while. We should get them to do like a song like, it's Gray Day on Wednesday. Something like that. You with me on that?
Yeah. Good morning to you too, Nick.
Hi, Gray. Of course, he is Gray Albright. We have him here every Wednesday. I'm your host, Nick Capozzi, at Nick Capozzi, Nickcapozzi. We'll talk a little fantasy baseball.
Let's do it. Oh, man.
So, just so you know, fantasy baseballers, Gray's on today, but I'm leaving to head up to Seattle a week tomorrow to start the tour. Of course, razzballtour.com for all the info. What we're going to do is, so this is actually quite interesting, to make sure the seam heads are taken care of, Mr. Albright, Sky is actually going to pinch hit and do a couple of weekly podcasts just for the baseball guys. Guru and I are on the road. Sky's going to be joining us part of the way. Smokey's going to be on part of the way. Jay's going to be on part of the way. It's going to be wicked. But we want to make sure that we're definitely having some consistent baseball podcasts. So Sky is now officially like the weekend fill-in guy.
That's how all the major announcers ever got their starts. So good for Sky.
Hey, man, I started on a cruise ship.
If he is aiming to one day replace you, he doesn't have to come very far. Snap!
He's got to get a haircut, though. I got my haircut yesterday at Sports Clips. Hint, hint. All right. We'll talk a little fantasy baseball.
That was complete. That segue was like, whoo, straight through. No, didn't even notice it. Didn't notice it one bit.
All right, there was a lot of noise emanating from the Capitol building yesterday in Washington, D.C. It wasn't because there was some unlit fireworks that were going off post 4th of July. It's because Jay Rong, of course, our football editor, is a big Chase Utley fan. And, of course, Chase Utley. What am I talking about? Chase Headley. And Mr. Headley got shipped to the Bronx. He is now a Yankee. So here's the thing. He's 40% owned, not having a great season, hitting .230, 7 launches, 3 steals. But he's only a year and a half removed from a 31-homer, 115 RBI season. This ownership rate of 40% needs to change, correct?
Yeah, it does.
That is quality insight. That's why we have Gray Albright on twice a week. You want to dig down a little deeper there?
So I apologize. Was that a leading question? Because it sounded like a yes or no.
Okay, you know what? Okay, you are technically erect.
Correct?
Technically correct. I meant erect because you're standing up. You're standing erectly.
Really weird here, folks.
What kind of show has this become? No, you are technically correct.
I am standing up, if that's what you meant.
That's exactly what I meant.
Please say that's what you meant.
That's exactly what I meant. So, yes, you are correct. It was kind of framed as a yes or no question. My bad. So
Okay.
Let me re-ask the question. How do you think Chase Utley is going to do rest of season?
Chase Headley?
Did I say Utley again?
You want to just start again? Yeah, Chase Headley. Not Utley.
As you stand direct, please tell me how Chase Headley is going to do in New York rest of season.
I would say, in his away games for his career, if you were to prorate them over 162 games, he has 19 homers and 14 steals and around a 280 average over the course of a season. So that's not bad at all if you're taking him out of Petco. That's sort of on par with what you would expect now of David Wright.
Right.
Which is obviously sad for David Wright, but that is the case, and we are just giving you the facts. That's it. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Are we talking 10 to 12 homers rest of season?
No, I'm still going. You gave me a leading question, and now I'm leading you. Let me lead.
Please.
I would say in a half season, it's because last year, Soriano, for instance, when he went to the Yankees, he did really well, and he did give about he was on pace for a 30-homer season in just that half a season he was with the Yankees. But in a half season, it's hard to say. Like, for instance, like a guy like, I don't know, let's say, Brian Dozier, for instance. We'll say him. So he was on pace for like a 30-30 season in just a half. Now, whether or not he gets anywhere close to that is another story. So in over a half a season, like when you're talking with baseball with stats, you want to look at the biggest sample size you can. That's what she said. But in the half season, you can get anywhere from maybe 7 homers to 12 homers for Headley. I would say, cautiously optimistic, I would give him 8 homers and a 290 average for the second half of the year.
Okay, so he's kind of a top 10-ish third baseman rest of the season.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
Okay, good stuff. All right, real quick on Aaron Sanchez. Of course, got called up by the Blue Jays, arguably one of the top pitching prospects in baseball. Probably going to throw out of the pen. Wasn't great in the minors this year. Well, he was okay. He had a 3.13 ERA in 100 and 1/3 innings, but only 84 Ks. He's probably going to wind up in the rotation just quickly. I know you're a big Indiana guy.
Never watched the game.
Okay. Real quick, yes or no, is Aaron Sanchez going to have any fantasy value this year?
Rick Smits?
This one's a yes or no question. Aaron Sanchez, any value this year?
I have one suggestion. If we're going to do yes or no questions, maybe you keep your question to under 5 minutes. No, he's not going to have any value in mixed leagues.
All right. Thanks, Gray. All right, we'll be right back here. Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network. We'll see what else I can drag out of Gray right after. Okay, we're back. Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network. Still hanging with my main man, Gray. So, Gray, I'm getting a lot of questions right now from guys specifically about Keeper and Dynasty, and I think it's guys who are somewhat out of it or don't think they have a shot this year. So, 2 guys I get questioned on a lot. One is Brian, down goes Dozier. 239, 19 homers, 16 steals. You talked about him a little bit earlier today. Where is he going to rank among second basemen next season for you? If you had to do your ranks right now.
Second baseman, second basemen are pretty bad. So he has a chance of being the cream of the crop, so to speak. I would say he's probably, actually, it's more like, let me change my adverb. He's easily in the top 3. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Cano, I like Cano. No, Cano.
So 3rd, 4th round guy next year.
Yeah, probably.
People are gonna reach for that power and speed at a thin position.
Yeah, no, probably. Late 2nd, early 3rd, depending on the depth of the league. I'd say, yeah, around 30th overall.
Okay, and then the other guy I keep getting asked about is Ryan Braun, obviously coming back from the suspension, hitting .304, only 13 homers to go with 57 RBI. He's a tough guy to gauge next year because he consistently hit 30-plus homers, gave you the steals. This year, obviously, the power is down. Is it going to stay down? And now is he falling into the late 2nd, early 3rd round, or even later potentially?
I would say that Ryan Braun is giving us a good idea as to what to expect from or how to translate steroids stats.
Allegedly.
No, he was suspended. It's no longer alleged. Okay. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but then, hold on.
Part of last season because of steroids.
Okay, you are correct.
I would say he's probably closer to a 24-homer, 12 to 14 steal guy with a decent, good, solid average and good counting stats. That's also, I mean, he's probably, I would say, he's going to be 31 years old next year, and he's also got a lot of little nagging injuries. The type of things that knock him out for like maybe 3 days to a week at times. So I would say Braun is late second, early third too, but that's only I don't know. Offense is so down that he might be just second round. There's no hitters.
Yeah.
Speaking of steroids, bring him back. I'm for him.
Well, okay, but here's my argument now to what you said, because you're saying he's a measuring stick for guys who were suspended. Well, Nelson Cruz has done the complete opposite. He was suspended too.
Yeah. No, he had. No, that's very true. I would say Nelson Cruz found a way around the system. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it's the Baltimore crab cakes.
Pinky to mouth? I don't know.
Or Boog's barbecue outside of the stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Or Gary Templeton's ribs, which is actually just his ribs in his body. That is not like ribs that you would eat.
All right. I don't even want to bring up Mike Moustakas at all, because he's hitting 198. He's nauseating to own. But he's only 16% owned, couple more home runs. He's at 12 now and only 253 at-bats. Don't tell me we have to roster him.
No. You don't have to. Nick, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to roster him, please don't roster him. I won't come to your place. I won't hunt you down.
What are you gonna hunt me? What are you gonna hunt me down with? Your little dog Ted?
Yeah.
Are you gonna sick him on me?
He took on a pit bull yesterday. Ted is rowdy bowdy, yo.
All right, so
I would
general,
say Marcus is probably ownable in a 15-team or deeper league. Sadly, I own him due to Prince Fielder having messed up my
You're just flowing today, Gray. All right, let's switch gears. Adam Wainwright got roughed up a little bit yesterday. You're not concerned, and I'm just throwing it out. I'm not, but I just want to, run it by you. You are the fantasy master Lothario. Adam Wainwright, any concern?
Yeah, definitely. I'm concerned. I would totally be concerned. In fact, I think Rudy owns him in our league, and if Rudy wants to trade him to me for, say, I don't know, Jake McGee, I'm concerned, but I would do Rudy a solid, not like the solid you do in the bathroom, but I would do him a solid and take Wainwright from him for Jake McGee. Okay.
In general, are you concerned? If let's just say you had him, as opposed to trying to weasel out a deal here with Rudy on the air?
No. I wouldn't be concerned yet, but his K rate is down for the year, and it's not, it hasn't exactly bounced back at any point through the season. It's been down the entire year, and I mean that is a bit concerning, but I don't think there's an injury. If there is, he wouldn't be the first pitcher to be injured, I tell you that.
Oh, that is insight, my man. That is in-depth insight here. Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network. We'll be back right after this with a little bit more Gray Albright. Welcome back to Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network and Cablevision. Back with the beautiful and talented Gray Albright. So, Gray, yesterday, Tiny Tim Lincecum got the save. The game went to 14 innings, but he had pitched 7 innings 2 days ago. Bruce Bochy said that he was actually asking Tyler Coven if he had ever pitched before. So, obviously, it was an exceptional circumstance. But doesn't it seem, with their current bullpen, let's say malaise, that Tiny Tim would actually be a pretty darn good closer for them?
No.
Okay.
That doesn't. No. Casillas, I think Casillas' ERA and WHIP are both under 1, and he's gotten 5 straight saves in the last 10 games. There's no way. There's no reason.
Okay. I'm just asking, because there was a lot of talk that, in general, he may at some point wind up in the pen.
Yeah, maybe in a couple of years, but There's no reason to do it now. It was just because it was an extra innings game.
Okay. Anyway, look, hey, that's why I ask you the questions, brother, and that's not the other way around. Okay, so Tulowitzki goes to the DL. Surprise, surprise. 10th overall player, of course, on the Razzball Player Rater. Rutledge going to replace him? 6% owned, 3 homers, 298 average?
Yeah, Rutledge is going to replace him, and he's worth owning at least while the Rockies are in close.
Okay. Evan Longoria, not having a great year. And I think people are down on him in general because of this season. I mean, the Rays have been terrible, but he has averaged 27 home runs a year since he's been in the majors. Where is he at this stage in his career? Is he a legit 30-ish homer, third baseman? Or is this a guy that, maybe you're going to look at differently going into next year?
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, you have to look at him differently. He's struggled now for multiple seasons. I mean, whether it's injuries one year or just not being good another year. This year, ground balls are through the roof, ironically, I suppose. His fly balls are down, ironically again. He's not hitting for power whatsoever. I would say right now, he's after guys after Donaldson. He's probably around maybe the 50s over 40s, 50s overall, where in next year's draft, that is. Yeah, I'm right now. I'm owning him, and I'm living through this struggle to stay optimistic. Yesterday, he hit a home run, and I literally looked at 2 different websites to make sure it wasn't an error in the box score at ESPN, because I couldn't believe he actually hit a ball over the fence.
So you're taking Josh Donaldson. You're taking Josh Donaldson over Evan Longoria next year.
What?
You're taking Josh Donaldson over Evan Longoria next year.
Yeah.
Okay. So surprise, surprise again here on the injury front. Ryan Zimmerman got hurt again. Ryan Zimmerman's hitting .282. He's got 5 homers. Man, is he just what are you doing?
I was changing the camera angle. Okay. I just realized
okay,
something.
Can you stop doing that, man? I'm gonna need some medication soon. No, seriously, stop this.
Are you getting seasick?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on cruise ships again. Ryan Zimmerman, is he just on the
sound you were hearing? Were you hearing a sound? Because that was my monitor. I think it was over there.
No, it sounds like there's an air conditioning going or a consistent bus that's just doing a loop around your Malibu beach house.
I think that's the map. All right, go ahead.
Ryan Zimmerman, is he just on your avoid at all cost list? Because at this point, for me, he's there, as is Cargo, a.k.a. Carglass.
In the league that we're in, I have Longoria and Zimmerman.
Hey.
And I'm still in first place.
All right.
No, wait. I'm sorry. I got distracted. What place are you in? Before we go back on the other tangent, what are you in 8th place and I'm in 1st?
Yes.
Oh.
That is correct. It's because I'm here, making great television content for Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network.
I understand. That explains why you still have Eric Young on your team.
I'm telling you, I need an intern to manage my teams. We're now taking application for interns.
You need turn to ask these questions too. Yeah, Zimmerman's DL. These stink. Come on.
But my question is he on your no draft list going forward? Are you ever going to draft him again?
No, I never say never, my friend. Never say never, like Bond, James Bond. I have one rule that if a guy is cheap enough, I'll draft him. Doesn't matter. Personally, I don't want Zimmerman on any team ever for the rest of my life, but you never know what happens. Sometimes everyone in the league feels the same way, and you end up with a guy. But, yeah, I don't want him. I'm not looking forward to owning him ever again.
Okay, fair enough. He is Gray Albright. If you want to meet Gray and actually sit down and have a beer with the fantasy master Lothario, he will be at the San Diego Tour Stop. We are there on August the 7th at Player Sports Bar in San Diego. You want to get on the guest list? Email me today, nick@razzball.com. I will put you on the San Diego guest list. You could be sitting right next to Gray Albright in all his zany, loony shenanigans. So we're excited to have you out in San Diego, brother. I know you can't talk football, so we're not even going to go there. But,
I can actually. Warren Moon throws it deep to Mark Super Duper. Oh, Mark Clayton does a lateral.
So that's what I'm doing today. If you want to come out to San Diego on August the 7th, hang out with Gray. Guru's going to be there. I think T-Hole's going to be there. Will, the intern. I need another intern other than Will. You will be able to hang out with us all San Diego. Player Sports Bar in San Diego, not the San Mateo one, the San Diego location. We will be there again on the 7th. Great, wake up. That's it. That's all I got today. Razzball Radio, Fantasy Sports Network. We'll be back tomorrow with Sky and Guru. Have a great day, people. This.